Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Town of McCandless Planning Commission meeting dated October 1, 2024. The first item on our agenda is the Euler lot consolidation application, 102 Ridge Avenue. So what have we got for a presentation?
Well,
Come on up.
If you don't mind coming up,
Yeah.
Mike, and
Identify yourself for the meeting, please.
sure. My name's Jason Euler, the property owner. I actually spoke to Ed Tanner, my civil engineer earlier today. He wasn't able to make it. But he did apparently receive some revisions that he said we have no problem making, and so all of those are fine.
Gateway letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. And we don't have Gateway here to confirm that, but you
No.
confirm it?
Yes, that's,
Can you explain what it is that you're trying to do?
Yes,
Because the
no.
maps don't.
Exactly. No, sorry, I was gonna get you that. So essentially I own two bordering pieces of property, right? Two deeded. My primary residence, which is 102 Ridge Avenue. And then I own an investment property that has three duplexes at the bottom of the hill on Bellcrest, along with 4 acres of property that butts my primary residence. What I'm looking to do, and apparently the investment property, the 4 acres had been subdivided, as I understand, and I can see on the county map at one point into several parcels, even though it's on one deed. What I'm looking to do is essentially just move or consolidate that 1 2-acre parcel, which is essentially an unusable hillside, really. At this point, it's about 100-foot drop, I believe. And
Yeah, can you show us on?
yes, sorry. Yeah.
flicker up here. What do you want my points here?
Yeah. Jump up, you can do it.
Well, people want me to point to, you don't have to do it.
So, can you see this?
We see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, got it. Okay,
But we
So
don't see
this-
where you're pointing.
so, okay,
Oh,
you
it's
can't see
blow
where
out.
I'm pointing. Okay.
Yeah,
So, I'm gonna just do it.
Just
on
come,
there.
come over here and I'll move the
Yeah.
clicker around. It's okay. I do this all the time.
Sorry. So essentially, this here, lot 3 on Ridge, which is the end of the dead end street, is my primary residence.
Okay.
There's already, this is my home. There's already an existing outbuilding, a small garage in the back. That's what I'm essentially looking to add on to the right, toward the vacant lot. So I'm looking to move this 2-acre portion right here, which Ed is referring to as lot 3. And parcel A. And he's looking to combine it with lot 3 here. So this would be one piece here that would equate to about 2.5 acres then. Not to be confused with this lot 3, which is part of the 4-acre investment property.
I just wanted to comment.
so is this parcel a buildable parcel that has access off the end of Ridge Road now?
It does have access off of.
So that was that, because none of these maps show me that that was a separate parcel, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it does have access, and quite honestly, I bought that 6 years ago to keep a developer out.
So
I
the
wanted to
lot
rebuild the
4,
bottom of the
can you pull up the map with the red lines? Because that's the one that's,
Oh, maybe the recording plan is that, oh, no, that's what I have. This is, I know what you want. I think. This?
that one,
Okay,
yeah.
that. Okay, so
yeah.
let me give you additional context. Feel
Yeah.
free to not kneel down in front of the room anymore. Thank you though.
Do you
So,
want- I can-
yes, Mike. So this is, I want to give a little additional context because I guess this is a thing that you can do and happens a little more often in other states or regions, but I know at least in my tenure here, we've never encountered one of these, which
Okay.
is a subdivision of plat, whatever, that has one tax ID, but is technically 6 different parcels.
Hmm.
And so if you pull up the tax parcel, which is this 944A100.
Yeah,
This is what it spits out on the county real estate website. And I didn't know what I was looking at because I'd never seen one of these before. So I
So the-
contacted the county.
So the red line, which isn't identified in the legend, is the parcel boundary of the tax parcel.
Okay, like, don't be too hard on them on the legend. This
No,
is
I'm-
something that auto-generated for me. but-
I'm just trying to.
But yes, but let me
identify it. Yeah.
clarify. So what you're looking at when you go and look at this plan,
Mhm.
this polygon right here that I'm
Yep.
outlining on the screen,
Mhm.
that is what they're showing here.
So that what is identified as lot 4 on that map is still the long parcel. So
It's,
there's still 2 developable parcels left, two
Yeah.
platted parcels
yes,
left.
yes. I mean, somebody could pull a building permit for either of these two.
That was my.
And they
okay.
would access off of Bellcrest Road, so.
Okay.
Sorry to interject, but that's actually a valley. That was
Somebody
Doge.
could pull a building permit if they could achieve our zoning requirements for either of those,
Is it-
whether somebody.
It's technically a
Oh,
Coryville.
oh boy.
is-
Technically, but not physically.
Yes, like legally speaking,
Understood. Yes,
a
it would not be
permit could be
physically
issued for
possible.
those lots because they are already subdivided. However, it seems that there is no intent to do so. If I recall correctly,
Yeah,
this
I get
lot
it.
consolidation request was generated because when you asked me about adding an accessory structure or expanding an existing one, you ran into some setback issues with the actual property that's identified on the subdivision plan as lot 3. With the circle around it, not to be confused with other lot 3. And my advice at that time was, and I mean, it's still now, is rather than try to go for a setback variance when you have 2 properties, like I have to measure the setback from the property line. So why not just consolidate them so that that's
Mhm.
not a problem anymore? So I think that what will happen, and I mean, this depends on what the county ends up doing, but I think since there's no interfacing with these other 5 lots in this single tax parcel, this one that we're looking at would be carved off and added to
So you have
944E.
2 tax parcels.
Right, and then this one would still remain as is with the platted lots, but 1 tax ID.
Thank you. That helps.
Yes, I was deeply confused when I first saw that and had to call the county, who thankfully the guy that I know over there used to work in Florida where they see this all the time. So he knew what to tell me.
Work for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess when it's just more common and it's common ownership, they you basically treat these different platted lots as if they are, like they're the same as if they had their own tax ID. They just don't.
But theoretically, he could sell any one of those parcels, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably like, I don't know how that would work. But I would think
It's a
so.
platted parcel.
I would imagine if that were to occur, then the county would then want to break out
Yeah,
a new
that's what
parcel
I'm
ID.
saying.
Because what I was told was this tends to happen if there's like such a great length of time that all of these lots continue to be under single ownership. And so like somewhere along the way, somebody who owned the one that's over on Bellcrest requested them to all come on 1 tax bill, and so the county combined it into 1 ID.
Well, I just as a background.
Was that
it-
you?
It was the long time, it was the 40-year police chief of McCandless. So I had bought those from Charlie Toast,
Gotcha.
who built them around 1970 and owned them until the time I purchased them from Charlie 6 years ago.
I mean, none of this is a problem, like,
Yeah.
don't get me wrong,
No,
it's just an unusual condition.
So really,
Right.
the only thing that's
Yeah.
happening here is that 1 lot line
Mhm.
that goes through the garage, goes through something,
Yep.
the hatch thing.
Here.
That lot line is going away.
Well,
Mm.
yes, and then this one that's bounded here on the other tax parcel will be shaved off and added to this
Well,
one
technically,
instead.
it's a lot line now, but it's.
Yeah.
It's not a
I mean-
tax parcel, but it's a
Right,
lot line. Okay.
right.
That's-
Yeah, this yellow line here will just become the boundary for
Yeah.
944-800.
Okay.
And when all is said and done, what is it that you intend to do with the properties after this machination?
I would like to, I'm actually having an architect currently design an addition to my outbuilding, my accessory building, to add additional garage space.
Okay, so you're not creating another residence.
No.
So your primary residence will stay your primary residence and your outbuilding or garage or whatever you want to
Correct.
call
The
it.
one that's marked garage on there that's narrow.
Yes.
Would actually go out 40 feet to the right
Okay,
to that property.
To the north. Yeah.
So that's essentially, I don't need 2 acres of property for a
Right.
setback. However, this was just the easiest
Yeah.
way, as RJ had suggested. Because originally, when I had come in to her, I said, well, geez, I kind of need to carve out and move. I'd like to move the line about 50 feet to give myself enough. She said, well, why don't you just move? That doesn't make sense. And
Just
then when I
wipe
spoke
the
to
line
Ed,
out.
Ed said,
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
no, that doesn't make sense.
Happens in the future.
and what's this new big building gonna be?
Storage for cars. I'm a car collector.
Okay.
I feel like that's every third application we have here in zoning hearing.
Just
at
got
this point.
lips. You know, you don't.
Yes, I have a 10-car garage full at my dad, so this is adding 8 at home.
He can have his own, what do they call those things?
Well, quite honestly, this is to get my everyday cars finally, and it's like,
You treat your other ones better than your everyday cars, I'm sure.
they not treated well.
No. Okay. So that will be the end result after all of this is done.
That's exactly it, yeah.
Okay.
So as usual, I would recommend that we make any motion contingent on satisfying Gateway's comments. They're all just formatting, you know, the usual deal with one of these, but for your benefit, this will probably go forward to town council at the end of the month. They'll probably make a motion to the same effect unless you at that point have a Gateway letter that has no comments remaining. We would just require that all of the comments be satisfied and we have a final revised plan that checks all those boxes, you know, before we put any signatures on it for you to be able to review it.
Any comments or questions? You,
Oh,
Shelley,
yeah,
did
so
yours
it's
get
gonna
answered? You said,
Absolutely.
any others on this side?
Nope. No, it's
Okay.
just-
All right, can I have a motion to approve the Euler lot consolidation submitted by Jason Euler?
Moved.
And seconded by Al.
Wait.
Subject,
I got one from Al. Who was what? Your one? Okay. All right, just kidding.
subject to the all of the concerns and comments of Gateway Engineering being satisfied. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none. The ayes at least have it for this meeting.
Okay. October 28th today.
Okay, so unless I hear anything different, just make sure I appear.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't put this on the agenda. It's again, like when we have just kind of formatting cleanup comments, we usually just do a contingent approval. So, Yeah.
Sounds great.
And new plats to be presented or for the councils.
I mean,
I'm just letting him know. I don't need-
ideally, your designer will revise the plan to satisfy as many comments, if not all comments, you know, before then and give us a
I'll
week or two to
do well,
review.
I'll push it. to a
Yeah,
certain-
yeah, but I mean, even if we don't get a new revision, because there's no reason to expect that we can't get to, you know, a compliant plan, we probably will, you know, still put it through.
I just don't want to have him surprised. He shows up at the meeting and says, hey, we're new plat.
Yes, yeah,
I'll have that discussion tomorrow with Ed.
Yeah, he's
He's been
working.
through this, so
Yeah.
he'll understand.
he's working on, the simple subdivision that we did
Grab two
last
items.
month, so he knows already, like, submit it electronically and all that stuff, so.
He said, make sure you communicate. I've gotten the revision. He said, I'm fine with making those. And it sounded like he would be pushing them through.
This
Yeah.
is fair what the Democratic Committee is asking.
Yeah, you're good tonight.
Okay.
We'll see you. Thanks.
All right. Sounds good. And thank you all. Have a good
Thank you.
night. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
No other agenda. items. Other than
Minutes.
approval of minutes.
Yeah.
Item number 2, the approval of the September 3rd, 2024 minutes. Any comments, questions, edits to the minutes? Hearing none, can I have a motion to approve? So moved. Second by Sean. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, general public comments. Who wants to?
I
Hearing
think we're
none.
good.
It's too easy.
I know.
For the record, do you want to mention the November?
Thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay. I almost forgot. I apologize. I usually put these notes on the agenda, but I guess it slipped my mind this time. Next month, you know, normally we have our meetings on the first Tuesday of the month. However, in November, that is election day and town hall is a polling place. So town hall is closed on election day. We have the next planning commission scheduled for November 12th instead. At this time, I haven't received any new applications and we don't have anything moving through the process, so it's possible that we may end up canceling that meeting. But I won't know until the deadline for October has closed, which will be on Monday, the 14th. So I will let you all know after that.
I wouldn't be sure.
So if it's held, it will be the 12th.
Yes.
All right. Good. Anything else?
I think
Alright.
you're my action item because I'm a poll worker.
I'm gonna be a full observer, so yeah.
Yeah.
Could we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
So
No, we
moved,
did.
seconded, Shelley? All right, all in favor of adjournment?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned.